The people that actually want to really look into our industry properly are the banks. I don't understand why I shouldn't walk into the bank with my catalog and say, hey, listen, my catalog makes $50,000 every month. Hey, bank, can you give me $1 million? I take a 5-year facility with you. The banks don't understand that. A bank would rather give you money and say, do an event that is ticketed and they'll get back their money than to give you money for music.
Ubi Franklin is a music executive, entrepreneur, public servant, and a master of reinvention.
A lot of entertainers are not that structured. Do you know there are entertainers that don't understand any other thing aside credit and debit? Oh, I don't pay the money. Oh, you don't receive the money. Oh yeah, where the flight ticket? Oh yeah, more they go airport, perform, rinse and repeat. One of the big reasons why a lot of artists don't break into their next level is because of...
As the founder of TripleMG, he helped launch the careers of some of Afrobeats' biggest names, from Iyanya to Tekno. Over time, he's evolved beyond music.
You wake up in the morning and artist says they're done, they're not doing anymore. If it happens to you once, it happens the second time, the third time. If you allow the third time to, the even second time to break you as much as the first time, that means you are not a smart man.
In this episode, we go deeper into the cost of staying visible, the courage it takes to start over, and the version of success he's now chasing that has nothing to do with applause.
The biggest problem of our industry is women.
Okay, speak. So people are going to be listening to this podcast. They may be in their car, probably listening to it as they work out or even just on their way to work.
Maybe just waking up in the morning.
Or just waking up, yeah. Then they log right into Afropolitan podcast. So I want you to share with me, what is the one thing you want them to understand about the business of entertainment, specifically in Africa?
So I want them to understand that it's an evolving and revolving market. And we've not even pinched at 5% of what the prospect is. And also, if you're somewhere sitting down and you're interested in entertainment, I want you to understand that it's a good place and it's a great place to put your money. You know, some of us are still feeding from the investments we did in 2010. We're still feeding from those investments. And, you know, right now the investments are even better, you know, because, you know, these things, some of the investment in the music, in the entertainment industry, especially in the music, you know, and some parts of you reap in perpetuity, you know. So I always say to my people that I can decide to sit down for the next 5 years and not pick a pin to do any work. But every month I'll be okay. But because of my bills are a lot, you know, you have to continue doing more, you know, because the more you do, the more is added. So I just want them to understand that there's a lot. You know, I know every day, if you look back at when I and HM met, there was nothing like TikTok. At that time, there was nothing like, I don't think Twitter just started. Then YouTube, was our stomping place. Facebook just started at the time. What again? A lot of tools that people use these days. There was no CapCut. There were a lot of tools that people use.
CapCut.
Yeah,
CapCut.
There was nothing like that at the time. But those are the tools people are using now to make a lot of money. If you go on, so I was this morning I woke up and I was reading a lot about some things about fitness. So I was like, no, I don't want to hear this anymore. But you see, back in the day, I don't think anybody sat down on social media to try to tell people about health tips, you know, and fitness tips and all of that. Because right now, around the entertainment and the media, there's a lot of money to be made there. And I think people should invest wisely. Don't just jump into it. Try to get the knowledge and then you make it.
But actually, let me ask, how does one invest in it? Because I know a lot of people, it's an area that people don't understand, specifically here in Nigeria. You know, all these old men, they know real estate, they know oil, agriculture, they know oil, you know. But entertainment, even though I may see the potential, how do you explain it to someone that has a lot of money but doesn't know how to do it?
So I said, they don't teach experience. You understand? You have to experience. And one thing I'll tell you about that is like Davido's dad. You remember he never wanted David to do music. But right now, I'm sure he's very proud of David's exploit within the music. And I feel like he's one of the guys that a lot of his friends are looking at like, oh, we can actually allow our kids do this. Back in the day, entertainment was like for rascals. That's what they taught. You understand? For some of us, we went to school, we read law before we even started entertainment. So we're not rascals, so we knew what we were doing. But then, because of how it was, because our story back in the day was, don't forget that the story back in the day was about grass to grace story. Right now, we're singing about riches and cars and all of that. But back in the day, it was like, oh, I came from Ajegunle, I did this, I did that. So a rich man like a wealthy man at the time, knows that, what am I doing? My son should go and be singing from Ajegule to, you understand? So they don't get it, but right now, they don't really care. Do you understand? So the people that actually want to really look into our industry properly and are the banks. Because I don't understand why I shouldn't walk into the bank with my catalog and say, hey, listen, my catalog makes $50,000 every month. Hey, bank, can you give me $1 million? You understand? I take a 5-year facility with you, knowing that if I invest this $1 million properly in my company or in my craft or in my artist, right, I'll be able to get this $50,000 a month recoupable to maybe $300,000 or $400,000. Now, the banks don't know that. I'm sure they know, but they're still scared because of. You can wake up in the morning and an artist has left you, and then you rinse and repeat, that's our own problem that we need to fix. But I feel like if distribution companies have started giving out monies and everything, the older guys need to understand that it's a place to invest. But you see, the biggest problem with people is, I say this, that music, entertainment, or let me narrow it down to music, is a place where it's like throwing money in the ocean and then waiting somewhere with your net. If you're lucky enough, you pick it. Because it's a very volatile industry. It's like every other business that you put your money in. And I always like to tell people that this is a business. And it's a very volatile business. It's like waking up in the morning and finding out that your stocks are all gone. Right? But I always say also that it's like the African, back in the day, our parents had many kids because they believed that one will succeed and help the rest. It's the same thing with music. You can drop 10 songs, 20 songs, and one becomes big and it pays for the sins of every other one that did not blow. So you need to understand that it's a business, music business or entertainment business is the same business like every other business you do. Because right now, look at the guys that went to comfortably buy a land on the coastal road. They bought those land believing that, real estate, I'm made. My finances are secure. But coastal road came and say, you're in the right of way. We're going to bring you down. And that's it. And excuse me, if your investment was 100 million, for example, if the government is giving you compensation, they're going to be giving you compensation maybe 5% less or 10% less of what you actually you actually invested. But you built that investment because you wanted the future. You wanted an investment that, Coastal Road is going to pass here. When the Coastal Road passes, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, remember the time they used to tell, Dangote Refinery. At Dangote Refinery, if you buy a land there, now the refinery is done. The lands there have gone up, right? But it's different for those that built on the Coastal Road. Your properties are gone and you cannot get that money back as much as you can even get small money, and you might not even be able to invest it somewhere else to even get that. So for me, music business is as volatile as any other business, but I feel like it's more volatile because then you're investing in a human being who can wake up one day and say, you know what, I don't want to do anymore. If you're lucky and the only thing you have is you have a catalog that is huge enough to actually make you money every month while it's like now you're crying and sleeping on a nice bed. That's the only thing about it. But I think that everyone, if you want to invest, you need to educate yourself first, understand that it's not a business that you throw in and take it immediately. It's not like that. Sometimes it happens that way. But it's 1 out of 10 or maybe 0.5 out of 10. Yeah.
So Ubi, you founded TripleMG when Afrobeats was still finding its global voice, right? Artists like Tekno, Iyanya, and Naira, these weren't just artists, they were cultural exports.
Yeah.
What did you understand about the global potential of Afrobeats at the time that others missed? But also more importantly, because you already brought this up, this idea of a catalog that I have, you hear about stories like maybe a Justin Bieber or Scooter Brown. I think I was just watching him, all these people who have catalogs and then they've showed it to private equity folks.
Yeah.
There are 2 questions I have. First, what did you understand about the Afrobeats at the time that other people missed? And secondly, from this bank's perspective, I'm sure you have conversations with some of these people in the finance market. Why don't they see it, especially when their counterparts in the US are already packaging these sort of deals?
So let me start with the first question.
Yeah.
So back in the day, and this is what pisses me off a lot now, I'm sorry, but the young managers are more interested in being known than being doing the work. I remember when we did a show in 2013.
Yeah.
if you go back to those pictures, you see a camera on my neck.
Yes, you were active.
I videoed everything that was going on there.
Yes.
After the show, I'll go and meet some people I see with their phones. I say, please, can you? And you know, then it wasn't easy to transfer files.
Yeah.
So when I get to so what I did was, I found out, okay, this is Iyanya's first tour. Iyanya was the first Nigerian artist, that did the most cities. He did 31 cities.
I remember, yeah.
The first Nigerian artist that ever did that, or even the first African artist that ever did that. I have all those videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Before we went on, let me tell you how this thing is important. Then social media was not what it is today. But when we're going on the tour, first advance that we got from the tour, I bought a camera. Did I know what I was doing? I didn't know what I was. My instincts. So what has kept me to today is my instincts. I have this once something tells me this is what you need to do, I try it. So I bought that camera, and once we landed for the first show, there's this guy called DJ Rabaki. I don't know if you remember him. He used to work with Big A.
Yeah.
So he knew how to DJ and also video, like handle the camera. So I found out that, okay, if he's DJing for us, he can't do this. So I carried my camera, I'll just video it like the amateur guy. I just video everything. And then for us to be able to sell the next city, don't forget that was the time of Iroko. Nigerians in Diaspora were always on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're looking for what is new from Africa. Because there, the only time you can really hear Nigerian music is if a Nigerian travels to Nigeria and picks up a CD, you know, in December. So you pick up CD. So souvenirs that we give, that Nigerians in diaspora give to their friends are actually CDs.
Yeah.
So you buy all these mixed CDs and everything. So when I was going, I did those mixed CDs. Every city we go to, I'll just distribute it to people. But that camera for me was what I was going to use, was a weapon for me at the time. So I video everything that was going on at the first show. Once I get to my hotel, so look at how crazy this is. So we finish the show, we get to a hotel. You know those 7:30 a.m. or 6 a.m. flights to the other city? Yeah. And because it was our first time, they didn't book the shows for us like finish the East Coast before you go to the West Coast. We do East Coast, then go to West Coast, come back. You know, so it was crazy. So when I get to the hotel, I'll just bring out my flash drive, put it on my computer, bring out the files. Then I'll get my I'll get the Yorabaki if he's with us. I said, please help me edit this. And so I kept editing. I'll edit, post on YouTube. That's why if you go on YouTube, you see all those videos. Yeah. Now, if you look back, if you look at the pictures from the show, that the cameras, you see me by the DJ trying to video the crowd. Then you see. So when I look at that hustle, I found out that if every other set of artist managers or record label owners understood that this thing is not about showing, I understood one thing then, that it wasn't about me. Yeah. I never, so you know the thing is, I always say this, I never wanted to be famous. I just wanted to be effective. Like, let me be that guy behind doing the thing. So people just always found out that, I know the thing is, you know about being effective. People will always find you out. Yeah. So I was always there, and the people were like, who is that guy always behind? He doesn't smile. Bro, why am I smiling? I mean, it's game time, bro. Like, why am I smiling? Yeah. So I always sit down there and just do my job. We went around all the cities, and I looked at the money that we had at the time, and it was good money. You know, I decided to invest more in gears, you know, though I didn't know how to operate the camera very well, but I felt like, you see those clips, are the clips that today I can go and look back and say, oh, this is what and what I did. Yeah. So that for me was what we needed to do for ourselves to kind of put the culture where it is. Yeah. People, you know, because of how life is today, and because social media was not what it is then that it is today, people forget the fact that some of us kind of use those things to shape the culture. Yeah. And me, whenever people just say their own things and they mention names and they don't mention some of us, I'm just quiet because I know that till this moment, I see do great and big things within this entertainment space. And you know what, the way I'm doing it right now is even more profitable for me than if I was going to do it in a way of maybe trying to force myself into avenues or places where I'm not meant to be. So I feel like the artist managers, the record labels need to do a lot more in terms of trying to shape the culture properly, which would not just go and show. I remember when David did a tour where he was wearing only African designers, right? We need to continue that. We need to start doing those things. We need to start understanding that the job is going to be done better by yourself than any other person. Then to the second question, I don't know if I answered the first question properly.
You did.
Yeah. So to the second question, you see, unfortunately, the banks in Nigeria know how they make their money. So let me tell you today, the day our country decides that there will be no dollarization of any commodity, you can even import export, use Naira. Everybody collapse all your domiciliary account, both the pounds or dollar, collapse everything. You see that banking is not as sweet as banking it is right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you find out that a lot of people, do you know, have you been to a bank now that you want to take out maybe $20,000? They'll tell you they don't have money.
It happened to
You even go far. I wanted to take out $1,000 and they said no.
You know why? They're holding that money because right now, if you look at the dollar right now, dollar is not being volatile as it was
before.
So right now it goes between 1,500 to 1,600.
Yeah.
You understand? It keeps going that way. So let's say 1,500 or 1,000, because you know a lot of people maybe in Nigeria who watch this podcast, they don't know 1,600 or 1,500. So 1,500 and 1,600, or maybe max 1,620.
Yeah.
That's the farthest it's gone, and it's been like that for a long time. You know, so until that is done, if you check a lot of interviews, you see a lot of financial experts will tell you, listen, collapse all dollar accounts and keep all dollars in Naira. Once they do that, you understand that bankers will start being creative. Banks will start being creative to find other ways. Right now, they are comfortable. They don't expect that that's an important risk to take. Because look at it this way: I have a catalog, and someone comes and says, "Oh, you know what? Oh, maybe Ziki Media says, oh, your catalog is doing well. You're making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. Oh, I can back this up by giving you $1 million. Ziki knows that if by the time they give me $1 million, a big song comes, I can go from 40,000 to 70, 80, 100,000.
Yeah.
And they know that in maybe 6-7 months, they can make back their money.
Yeah.
But you see, the banks don't understand that.
Yeah.
If you go to the banks and tell them everything you want to tell them, they don't understand. A bank would rather give you money and say, do an event that is ticketed, or the event and they'll get back their money, than to give you money for music.
I want to just follow up on that. And I think it's such an interesting conversation, and I'm glad that we can piece it together. So in the US, let's then say the reason why the banks there are working is because those arbitrages are, if you don't take advantage of it, another bank that is sharp will take advantage of it, or even a younger person in a bank can make their name using it. Yeah. So you're now saying that in places like Nigeria, because you're already making, maybe your margin is already maybe at 60% off you 16 home and making money off FX fluctuations. Yeah. No young banker who's trying to make, because usually in some of these things, it's the young person who's saying, hey, I understand this thing. Yeah. You guys might not understand it. And if I do this well, I get a promotion at this bank, or I can lead this division. Mm-hmm. You're saying there's no incentive for you to go make a bet on this music space. They will not do it. Because
in December, they will pay us to come and perform at end of year parties.
Normally.
Collect
from the profit that you have made from the FX.
Exactly. And everybody we rinse and repeat. We continue again in December.
It's crazy.
But do the banks not? Have you had any young banker say they're interested? Because I'll
who's
give
a young
example.
banker? Who is a young banker? Who wants to take that risk? You understand? The young bankers are not the owners of the bank.
Yeah.
They're just the ones shaping the culture of the bank. Yeah. You understand? The main guys. See, I'll say this to you. There was a time I had a proposal. You know Tokwe Song? Tokwe Song, he owns this award, Nigerian Entertainment Awards.
NEA.
No, the one in
NEA.
NEA.
Okay.
So one time we drew up a proposal. Every time I go on my computer and I see that proposal, I'm always very bothered. So we drew up a proposal. We called it the African Entertainment Company. And we're going to set up funding. We're going to get funding to fund record labels across, and then manage their talents across Africa.
Yeah. We
did all of that. We built the proposal beautiful. Where didn't we go to? We went for the UN summit. We met, a lot of Nigerians and bankers, all of them, they come there. there's no conference. We went for OTC. We traveled around with that proposal. They were left looking at us like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? One of the bankers is a big banker now in Nigeria. One of the owners of the bank. He looked at us and said, you want me to give you $10 million? He said, I'm sitting down here. If I put $10 million somewhere, I know what it will make for me. You guys are not serious people. Because they don't understand. And some of them understand now, but they are not ready to be the first to take the risk.
Yeah.
They want it to be like, all right, let's go together. If you ask me, I don't know why bankers committee cannot come together and say, let's put maybe $100 million fund towards entertainment and say entertainers can come and borrow this money and pay us back.
Yeah.
Let them, put a security behind it. Do you understand? Now, I was even telling a banker friend one day, I was like, sir, do you know how much comes into Nigeria through music?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much Universal, Sony, Empire, Ziki Media, Orchard and Co. Do you know how much you pay to Nigerian artists? I said, how come you cannot say, guys, give me this money abroad, right? Let me pay your people locally so that the money can go into them. They can use it to do whatever they want to do. Use our banks.
Yeah.
And this money's come to their banks, either in dollars or in pounds or, but they don't, they just, this entertainer has $1 billion Naira in his account. This entertainer has $10 million. This entertainer has, they see those monies. And every day I kept asking the guy, I'm like, do you know that this money is actually from this same music and this also we do?
Yeah.
You guys should come together, put a fund together and say, you know what, let's risk this. Because you cannot do anything and know it. It's when you experience it, you will be able to fine tune. Because even the music that we're doing right now, back in the day, there were no, it was in America that they always gave advances. Afrobeat just like accessing advances maybe like 5 years or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And now, every now and then, they keep checking how best they can fine tune the model. But if you don't start it, you will not know how to fine tune the model. You understand? And I pray that they actually sit back and look at it, because it's an opportunity that they are missing out on. Just imagine they're able to hold 70% of the funds that come to artists in Africa.
In their banks.
Do you understand? And bank that money properly and give out those loans. Artists will be able to do things faster. Some artists want to buy a house or want to buy a car. They don't have the complete money. Do you understand? Why can't I just go to a bank and say,
mortgage, loan?
Give me this thing. But the thing is, entertainers are not that structured also. So I'm not going to just blame the banks. A lot of entertainers are not that structured. Do you know there are entertainers that don't understand any other thing aside credit and debit? Yeah. They don't understand anything.
It's true.
They don't understand. See, I don't want to go deep into that because they don't understand any other thing aside debit and credit. Oh, I don't pay the money. Oh, you don't receive the money. Oh, yeah, where the flight ticket? Oh, yeah, more they go airport, perform, rinse and repeat, go back to the studio,
After
record
party.
song. You understand? Go after party, come back. That's all they understand. They don't understand the business of it. So when they have a manager or they have somebody around them or a lawyer who sits down and want to tell them about the business so they understand the business itself properly, they're not interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of business, you talked about how, it doesn't matter how smart or intelligent you are, Nigeria will happen to you.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened to you, right? With some of your businesses. So can you talk about how did you come out of it? Right? And what happened? What was the process?
Okay, so for me, a couple years ago, I found out, so I'm one of those people who have experienced heartbreak in the music industry. You wake up in the morning and artist says they're done, they're not doing anymore. And if it happens to you once, it happens the second time, the third time. If you allow the third time the even second time to break you as much as the first time, that means you are not the smart one. So I built the made men music at a time where I didn't know what I was doing, but I just felt like I'll break this story down, so you understand.
Yeah.
So I had a friend, my brother's friend, who had told me that there's a guy, Iyanya, who just won Project Fame. That he's from my place. I need to go and take him and manage him. I believe a lot of things can happen with him. So I was like, I just like this freelance I'm doing. Today, I freelance with Two Face. Tomorrow, I freelance with Ikechukwu. Next, I freelance with Ajebota. You know Ajebota?
Yeah.
So, they were a group, him and his sister, called the Showing Cars Afro. So I used to work with them. So I'll freelance with them. I'll do different things. I'll just freelance with different artists. So I was enjoying that. Then at the time, I was also a PA to Julius Agwu. My salary at the time was 20,000 Naira.
A month.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I always say this at interviews. It's not like my salary came every month, but the experience was enough for me.
Yeah.
I think Julius Agwu kind of gave me the opportunity that I entered every room. I entered the biggest rooms you can find in Nigeria. I was always at the biggest events you can find it, because at the time, Julius Agwu was the biggest comedian in the town, and he was at every event that you can ever think of.
Yeah.
He had the Crack Your Ribs. He had, different shows. So I said, okay, yeah, let me take on the opportunity. So they gave me Iyanya's number. I called him. I said, oh, where are you? My name is Ubi Franklin. The guy did not even have my time. I left him. So during that whole period, so I had a friend. If you listen to Burna Boy's song, yeah, boss man, you're just okay. So he's my friend. I spoke to him about, he had an entertainment company back then in Malaysia called Slick Beats Entertainment. And so I spoke to him. I said, you know what? Now that you're coming back, let's get a building. Let's do a studio, build an entertainment company. I was going to manage an entertainment company for him. So we started that. And then he traveled back and never came back to Nigeria. So now the rents were running out. 6 months to the end of the rent, that's when Iyanya finally decided to appear. So I took Iyanya, Jiwawa, the guy that used to sign Kizane at the time. Jiwawa was a rapper at the time. Iceberg Slim came at the time. So we're now trying to form and praise. I was trying to get all these people because I had the studio. Because do you know what it is then to have a personal studio? Not everybody had that. So who was blowing me very well, I was hustling. This was like maybe 2009, 10. So I was living in the company residence because I ran away from my brother's house, because things were not tallying that much. So I just felt like it was an opportunity for me to go and hustle. So I got the studio. I started bringing in different artists. So when I finally got Iyanya and he came to the studio, the first song we recorded was "Baby, this your booty, I confirm." And then, because I was such a big fan of Don Jazzy and what more his guys were doing, I wanted Don Jazzy on the song, but he couldn't come. But I had to do the backing vocals for that song. So that song, if you hear, "Baby, this your booty, I confirm," I did that song. So people thought it was Don Jazzy. Yeah. So So I found out that at that point, every video I appeared on is never released. So I stopped appearing in videos.
The music videos.
Yeah. So even that was the first song we recorded. Then the second song was a song Iceberg Slim featuring G.Y. So it was "We Get Money Every Hour." So the song was called Champagne Showers. Bro, we thought at the time that song was gonna be like the biggest song in the country. So we kind of dropped the song, Iceberg Slim rapped. Iyanya took, I think it was in Iyanya or there's some other guy that took the hook. It was nice, we're enjoying. So Iyanya since I was trying to take Iyanya from his familiar territory, which was proper R&B, to coming into the Afrobeat market, Bro, you see all these things I'm telling you, I didn't know what I was doing. It was just my instincts moving me. And like I said, nobody taught me what I know today.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I learned on the job.
Yeah.
Everything, I was just, trying things out. So I'll just wake up with that idea of do this, do that. And that's all I was doing. I didn't have somebody that I was going to run to and say, oh, teach me this. I learned everything about management, running a record label on the job.
Yeah.
So every time I traveled, when I meet people like when I travel, I'll just be asking people questions and they were telling me, even at the time, you guys really didn't know what you were doing. We're just trying to push the culture. But we're just trying to steal from each other what we all knew and then put it together. Yeah. So I just, then more hits were going to go on this, a tour called Who Rocks More at the time. And I told Iyanya, I said, so I called Iyanya, I said, see, so we had started recording Kukere and we didn't complete it. So one of our friends came to the studio and listened to the song and he was like, this is a hit. I was like, what's this one saying? Anyway, so I called Iyanya, I said, guy, they just gave us 500,000 Naira check. So I got one of my friends to just write a check. Then it was BB Messenger. So I snapped the check and sent it to him on BB Messenger. I say, come. Bro, 500,000 Naira at the time was like someone paying you 20 million.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 million Naira at the time was someone paying you 20 million now. So I said, bro, we have 500,000 Naira. And the guy said, if we don't complete this Kukere song, because we were recording the song and he got tired, he was like, he doesn't want this. So I said, come and record this song. This guy's giving us money. I said, for us to be able to catch this song, we need to send him the complete song. So he came to the studio with that hustle. And he told me that I'm coming from the mainland. My last 1K I want to use to buy gas and come. Because, you know, he had one project film, then he had a car. Me, I didn't have a car. So the gen I was using in the studio was the gen I was using in my house. So in the night, once we are done, I'll tie the gen in my waist or find a you know, when I say this story, people don't believe me. But it's actually the truth.
Wait, you tied the Jenny in your waist?
So I had a wire, like a rope.
Yeah.
I'll just tie it on my waist and now I'll be in front walking the gen. You know, the gen had tires.
Yeah.
So the gen will be behind me. I'll take it like that home. The next morning, if Iyanya is not around to help me with his car to carry it, me and D-Tunes, and we'll now push that gen back to the studio. So we use the same gen for the house and for the studio. So people don't understand this hustle. You know, now it's easier for you to say, oh, let me call the delivery guy to help me carry it. We did everything ourselves at the time. So I still have videos that I will use my phone to take at the time. So I understood everything about documentary. So Iyanya came to the studio, recorded the song, and then he was like, I'm gonna go bank. Because he came, I told him like in the night, he came early in the morning so that banks will not close. And you know at the time, if you lodge a check in, it takes 3 days for the check to come in.
Yep.
So he came in and he wanted that check to clear on Friday. So after he came, he recorded the song. I said, I don't collect my song, waiting because as he left. So he didn't go home again. He waited in my house. I think that's how we started staying together. So then Occupy Nigeria happened and we all so then when he recorded the song, I took the song, I sent it to my guy. I said, listen to this song. He liked it. He said, oh, he's going to add him on the More Hits tour. And the first place we performed that song was either Kaduna or Kano. Once I looked at the crowd, I saw what the crowd was like, bro, my money don't complete. That was it. Kukere became a very big song and we continued from there. And then we now strip Kukere apart and we use it to turn it to Your Waist. So Kukere and Your Waist is the same beat, but we just change the drum pattern and everything. And then we built from there. That's how we continued. And we built that business. Artists today will leave you, the other artists will leave you tomorrow. And one day I sat down and said, listen, I need to start other businesses. I started Instant Pickup, which was like a delivery service for laundry. I started Instant Apartment, which was like Airbnb, you know, and Instant Apartment did so well. You know, I sponsored the Big Brother show, you know, because I had, so now let me tell you how funny this is. So when I first went to America, a girl approached me. So I was talking to one girl and she told me, so you know, the idea about every young guy at the time was, if I go to America, I can get a girl to marry and do my papers. That was my idea. So the first money we were paid, I looked at one girl, I said, and now the girl said she could do papers for me. So I gave her part of the money to do papers for me. Then something now happened. So we went to North Carolina. So as we landed the airport, you know, they will take you out and you go to the car park. So when we got to the car park, there was a girl that came to pick us up too. She teared this promoter slap.
In front of you?
In front of us. Say, are you... Like, what's going on here? Hold on 1 second. So I drew one of the guy on the side. I said, is this not America? Because it was my first time in America, you know. So I was like, is this not America? Why is this girl slapping the guy? And it's not... Say, but that girl, they do paper for her, so you can't say anything. That's how they are. The girl's always... I said, okay. Once I got back to Dallas, I called the guy. I said, hey, come. I said, let's talk. I said, I'm not doing this paper again. So that's how I was able to take some of them. So she didn't give me the money back. She now introduced me to Bitcoin.
What?
So yeah. So she now used the money and invested in Bitcoin for me.
Wait.
I'm confused. This conversation has gone a different place.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what year was this?
Yeah, what year was this?
2013.
Wait,
Was
When you guys
this-
came on the tour for that time.
Yeah,
right?
the first time.
was this a white girl?
No, a black girl.
And she knew about Bitcoin?
Yeah. So the thing is, at the time
That's so
they used to use Bitcoin to
interesting.
buy pizza and all of that.
Yes.
So it was cheap. I didn't even know, bro. Let me even tell you how funny this is. I'm not gonna lie here. I didn't know what Bitcoin was,
Of course.
but I didn't know how to force the girl to give me back my money. I was in America, so I just said, okay, that's fine.
Put it inside.
Put it inside. So every now and then she'll message me say, "Oh, Bitcoin is climbing. Yeah, it's bad this year." Until 2017.
Yeah, when he hit 20,000.
So I was just seeing Bitcoin. My guys, I said, "I'll call the guys." Like, oh yeah, by the way, your wallet is actually doing well. She now merged the wallet and sent to me, bruh. That was it. So I used part of the money.
So
I
you
got a friend.
exited.
Bruh. The exit was too quick. Bro, see, the thing is, when they always say that money doubling, I've never seen that kind of thing before.
It's crazy.
Because the total money I'd given her at the time was 10K. So she said she was going to do it for me for 8K. But I'd given her 10K because I think I wanted her to use 2K to do some other thing for me. So she said she was going to do like, she was going to pay the lawyer that's going to do. So I gave her everything 10K, but her own money was 8K.
Yeah.
So she now just, bro, that was it.
You must have gone into Bitcoin at maybe 50.
Bro, I don't even know.
30 at the time.
Bro, see, trust me. If I tell you I know how much it was, then I don't know. It was just that the girl kept updating me. And you know what? It's also good to be nice to people.
Yes.
So I was nice. So at the time, she was having, so I remember one time in 2014, we went back to America. She was having accommodation issues. And I think she's lost her job or something, or maybe she had an accident or something. So we're doing a tour. So I dashed her 1.5. I said she'd pay her rent. Her rent was like $500. So 1.5 she could take over her rent for like the next 3 months, So I think that thing I did kind of made her know that this guy's a good guy. Let me just not lie to him. So it continued. So from there I started other businesses. The ones that went well. The one that, there are businesses that sometimes you start them too early before it's time.
Yeah.
So some of them I started too early before it's time. So for me, entertainment gave me an opportunity, especially music business, gave me an opportunity to enter rooms that a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to enter. And you know me, if I enter a room, I can tell you if there's money in that room or not. So I have that ability. So because I got that also from negotiating shows. If 10 people call me today and I pick up the phone, if I have a conversation with you for 2 minutes, I'll know if really
you want to book the show.
You want to book a show or not. Even if you call me on the phone now, I say, hello. Once you say, can I talk to Iyanya? I just know that you're not ready. Hello, can I talk to Tekno? I know you're not ready. I know the people that want to book show, really, really, they understand that people that have the kind of money to book a show, for someone to even be able to pay from 20 million and above, once they call you, they are not calling you to speak to Iyanya.
Yeah.
They are calling you that, oh, sir, we have a so-so day, da. By the time the conversation starts and I'm not saying that it's every conversation that starts like that you can convert. Some people just even call you to know what, because there are people that just sit down and they're arguing about artist prices. They just call to know how much the artist really they charge. All those things happen. So I can differentiate between those calls. So so I've done negotiations, so I know how to sit in a room and I can tell you where money is coming from. If you bring a business to me right now. So my friend was telling me yesterday that a few days ago that I have an answer for every question immediately you ask me. I said it's because I've enjoyed life. I've known, so I've been around life. I've entered rooms where I do presentations to people that they'll be like, what the hell is this? But ask me a question and I know the answer to give you. Even if I don't know the answer, I know that I either know the beginning or I know the end or I know the middle. Somewhere I'll find my way and give you a complete answer. So I started other businesses and Nigeria happened to me last year.
Yeah, last year.
Nigeria actually happened to me.
Is it because of the devaluation and all that? So,
But I don't know what. So I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Sometimes a business failure is not just you as a business person. It's also
macros.
a lot of factors. So two of my businesses crashed last year that really kind of it hurt me. One was an apartment. So so what I was doing, I have short-let apartment everywhere. So I saw this apartment. So I went there and I rented it. I did a 2-year rent. So I renovated it. So while I was renovating, I ran out of cash. So I called two of my guys. I said, give me 10 million. So they gave me. So I put it in the apartment. The first year, pure, I gave them part of their money because I told them, okay, give me 10 million, I'll give you 14 million. So I started paying them. I paid them their profit. I was going to just start paying them. So after the first year ended, boom, this lady shows up. She says she's the wife of the owner of the property, that the property is owned by her and her husband. That if I check my lease agreement, that it's only her husband that signed and her husband doesn't have a right to sign. So they were having problems. So I said, okay. I called the man. The man was like, don't mind that woman. She's a mad woman. So being a lawyer, I know that if she goes to court with me, it will be a problem. So I tried to negotiate with the woman. The woman said, no, we should pay her an extra 2 more years. So that's 2 years already with her husband. So I looked at it. I was like, okay, what do I do? So I kept trying to negotiate with the woman. And I found out the woman. So at some point, I felt like the husband, they were both on it just to make sure that they can, frustrate me. Because their building was an old building. And I turned the building around. So I said, okay, fine. I kept quiet. I was like trying to figure out what to do. They will come change the locks in the apartments. People are inside the apartment. The embarrassment was going on. So me, I'm this kind of person that I'd rather walk away from. I want peace of mind. So though I knew that I had obligations to meet with people, I woke up one day and left the apartment. I just moved the things that I could move, the TVs, the ACs, some of the furniture. I know the thing about furniture is, you see this furniture here, there are spaces you take it to, it will not fit.
Yeah.
So I just moved some of the things, I gave it out and everything, so I just left it. So already at the time I was working on another project, so I just moved all the things to one of the empty space there and just covered it and left it there. I traveled. I didn't want to be bothered. So my guys started calling me, they need their money, And you know the funny thing about business is, in Nigeria, when the business crashes, they don't care about the business crashing. They don't even care about the money they made from the business. So I had to find a way to start paying them. Some of them started already going on social media to embarrass me. Not like I collected money from you and ate the money. I collected money from you and did the business, and I already started paying you. So because you felt like, oh, it's Ubi Franklin, you just went and... At the same time, Lagos State came and broke down my restaurant that I built already. I spent about 180 million there about building up the restaurant. So now, those two businesses, 80% of the money was my money. The other 20% was monies from friends and everything. I had to start paying. So luckily for me, in April, I just woke up one day and said, you know what, fuck it. I sold one property, used the money to just pay off all the debts. And I said, I'd rather know that I'm working freely and happy. And I told him, I was even telling them, it was David I was telling the other day, I was like, bro, I feel the lightest and the easiest these days because I just know that those things are gone. Yeah, I might have sold my property just to make sure that I can pay off this thing. But it's better for me than walking around and just giving people excuses every day. It was better. But at the end of the day, a lot of businessmen who are not known, who don't have social capital, don't care. You have to wait until they make back that money before they will give you. Do you understand? I've gone for one business class and so a guy there said to me that never use your money to pay debt. Never use all the money you have to pay debt.
Yeah.
So you have to invest the money and then pay the debt. But I found out that all those people, they also need money. So me, I just wanted my peace of mind because this day and age, people don't come for you with the truth. They come for you with lies that will help people believe them properly. So what I just did, I said in April, I just woke up. I just said, you know what? I put out the property for sale in March. I traveled in April. Someone called me that they were ready. I said, bro, pay me immediately. Don't worry. And they paid me. I just started.
Transfer.
Bro, I did transfers. Even one day my banker called me and said, what's going on? Are you the one? I said, yeah. I said, bro, I'm paying bills. So I paid and it kind of gave me that rest.
Yeah.
So that's just to answer your question about Nigeria happening to you. Nigeria can happen to you in different ways. And the thing is, I will say this. Nigeria can happen to you not because of government. Nigeria can happen to you because a fellow Nigerian is trying to also happen to you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because you see, the thing is, this is what we take out from this, for example.
Yeah.
So it's not government that told somebody to go out and then finish eating their corn and throw. So just imagine what causes flood in Nigeria, in Lagos especially. It's not because there's not enough drainage systems. So you live in an estate that is kind of controlled, and even with that, you still see.
There was flooding.
You always flood. You know why? Because this drainage takes something from Ikorodu, and you don't know how the drainage system. The drainage systems here are pretty messed up.
Yeah.
And then somebody is building a house somewhere. He now takes his chippings, the sand, and dump on the drainage.
Yeah.
Because they are building a house.
Yeah.
Now, that sand and the chip has covered the waterway. So water cannot pass. Particles cannot pass. So everything ends this way and it causes flood somewhere else. So tell me, is that government's fault? It's not government's fault. If you go into Lekki and Chevron, all of those places, if you see, it's because somebody is building. In your right senses, you should know that you should create a drainage in front of your house. They don't care.
It's vibes.
It's vibes. Just build your thing and go, oh, I know this person that knows this person that knows this person. So sometimes it's not even the government. Yeah, because yes, the government sometimes approves some rubbish and just say, oh, yeah, go and build. But if as human beings we understand that we should care about each other, a lot of Nigerian that is happening to people will not happen to people. Because it's not just government. Government, how many people are in Nigeria? Nigeria is, let's say, 250 million, right? The people in government are not up to 1% of the population of Nigeria. Hope you know that. The people holding government positions and taking decisions are not up to 1% of the population of Nigeria. That means we as Nigerians, we can come together and try to make our society better. You beat the traffic light. Is that government? No. You understand? You slap a police officer. Is that government? No. So it's just that we as people, as Nigerians, we need to let Nigeria happen to our fellow citizens the way we want Nigeria to happen to us. Yes, sir. But if we try to do things differently, not everybody thinks the same way like you. Not everybody wakes up and says, oh, I care about you. I want to do something purely. You understand? So here we give this one, we are waiting to receive here, which is normal, but Nigeria just happens to you because people don't do what they want to do. That's about it. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, like 100%. Because when I think about a lot of the issues or challenges I've had, it's not really governments. It's some random Nigerian that wanted to decide whatever, or they wanted to do juju for you or something. I think my next question around this is even around some of these artists, right? You talked about a lot of these artists that just woke up one day, decided they don't want to do music again. Have you seen like a pattern? Have you seen a specific thing that's happened? Or is it that they feel like, oh, well, I've fallen out of favor, so therefore I don't want to do the work to reinvent myself again?
So what they don't understand is, what artists and creatives don't understand is, you'll never be hot forever. And that's it. They need to understand. The earlier they understand that, the better for everybody. You can never be hot forever. The new guys are going to come. Your waist is going to, start telling you that you're getting old. Yeah. Trust me. You cannot be hot forever. And the earlier you understand that, you start building a better career for yourself. So I always say that if I know the things I know today, right, I would have done things differently. But you will never know that. So people have to learn from your mistakes. Some of us are the mistakes that we made are the mistakes that people are correcting to build their careers today. Yeah. And same thing with them. People will use their own mistakes to build their own career. So it's from somebody else's mistakes that you get better. If you actually identify it. The thing is, identifying something and using it to your advantage is different from just identifying something and laughing at the person. So artists always believe that they should be hot forever. It's not possible. You know, okay, look at it. See the big three conversation that's been going on. My brother, it's with any artist that has to break that big three conversation and break it properly.
Oh, we're talking about the one in Nigeria, right?
No, Nigeria.
Yeah. Wizkid, Burna,
Wizkid,
David.
Davido, Burna.
Yeah.
For you to break that big three conversation, you cannot do it just with music. Because of his catalog, they have it. You need to be someone grossing at least between $15 to $20 million every year.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, you need to understand the reason why they are doing that. Look at Burna Boy just bought a car yesterday. Right? You think that all the cars that are there, they are cars that they drive. These guys are not even in Nigeria. Look at David. He has like, so sometimes when I go to David's house and we're going out, you just see that you don't even know the car that he wants to use. They are bare cars. And you see those cars, some of them have not even hit, they've not hit like 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
And they're still buying. So how many artists who want to break into the top three conversation? See, breaking the top three conversation is not just the music. It's a lot of things. It's the lifestyle, the cars, how you speak, your knowledge about things. Also, your relationships. Look at it this way. A lot of these young guys are not interested in building relationships. Trust me. I've taken an artist to a show. We get there, and the governor that he came to perform for said, I want to see you after the performance. He didn't go.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
So now, but this big three, they've understood, oh, I know who Tony Lumelu is. I know who Dangote is. I know who this person is. Now, even if you're going back to those guys and they're not giving you money, pictures with them, all of those things are the optics that build you. Because they also have places where people have conversations with them and they also drop names. So it's not just the music. It's the music, it's the lifestyle, it's the relationships. It's a lot of things that come together to be what it is, what music itself is today. And in the entire ecosystem, things are changing, but from video directors to, the different content creators. Now, look at it this way. There was a time where artists, if an artist is about to drop a song, if you don't get influencers to be dancing to your song everywhere, nothing is going to happen. But right now, that is kind of going obsolete. People don't really start to drop a song and they say, oh, let's go ham on influencers like that anymore. People still do it. I'm not saying that it's gone off totally. So, but you need to understand that if a Burna is dropping an album, everybody's waiting because there's that big three. And you know what? I've always said this, that it will be difficult for those three of them to come together. I'll speak from David. I've never actually heard David for once say something ill about Wiz or Burna. I've never. And I'm sure it's the same for them. But you see that environment where they play, everybody, bro, it's like the banks in Nigeria. In the banks, banking, in everything, there's that big three or that big, those guys, it's like in America. Do you understand? The Banks of America, the Chase, you see them, everybody's, because you have to always understand that if something happens to the younger guys, like, don't forget that these guys, even the big three, some of them had kids early. So fatherhood came to them really early. So they were able to see life also from a different perspective. So life has also happened to them. They've come from the era where there was no social media to the era where there's social media. And luckily for them, they're able to click. Now, a lot of artists who came from that era who were unable to click faster were the guys who didn't have the right team around them to tell them that things are moving.
Yeah, things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed. Look at it. When Don Jazzy came to start more hits, there were already record labels that existed in Nigeria. But if those record labels knew that things were going to change now, back in the day, who are you to just wake up as an artist and say, I'm floating my own record label? Now it's easier because you either educate yourself around, because then it's just, if it's not going to this person or that person, these record labels that existed at the time.
Or Alaba.
You understand? Or Alaba. Back then, do you know what we do? It's easy for guys now. You know what we do back in the day to take music around the country? Once the music is ready, I burn it on a CD or a flash drive. You know, there's this flash drive that is red and black. You understand? I will burn it on it. I'll enter a bike from Lekki to Alaba. Go there. Then it was them DJ KYs, all of these guys, all those Alaba DJs. So the way we also pet influencers now, those were our influencers at the time.
Yeah.
Because what you do is you try for your boss. You get, so once the song is ready, you have to make sure that you get to Alaba maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday. Get those CDs, get them on the mix that is ready for the week. Make sure that CD leaves on Thursday, night bus to arrive maybe Kaduna or to arrive different cities, because once we get the CDs, we take them to the bus station, give it to like different people who are the DJs who are going to receive these CDs across the different parts of Nigeria. That's how we distributed music for people to hear our music across Nigeria at the time.
Incredible.
Do you understand? So even, I said this earlier in the show, even for music moving in diaspora, let me tell you how I think African music move, even our African music. I think that it journeys this way. It goes from Nigeria to Ghana, and from Ghana, it moves to Europe, to the UK, Europe, and from there it moves everywhere. But things have changed now that it still moves that way, but everybody kind of sits down in the comfort of their homes. Now you open your phone, you know that, hey, Rema has dropped a song. Oh, yeah. David has a song coming with Omale. Oh, David has, you have the information real time. But back in the day, you have no such information real time. Something would have happened maybe in 6 months' time. And you remember the time that you can be playing, you will go to the club. So, you know this. Do you know that a song will drop in Nigeria for 2 years, they are not playing it in America?
Yeah, that's true.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So we'll go to America, then we enjoy going to America and you see performing your old catalog. I think that's the setup that happened to a lot of older artists. Yeah. Because they felt like, America still they bump to my song. Oh, Nigeria, I'm gonna. But a song will be big in Nigeria and it hasn't crossed over. Yeah. Because now it takes the Nigerians, back in the day, people don't really travel to Nigeria
that often.
December. It's December. Now, summer, you don't enter Nigeria. Oh, 101 Bay is happening in Lagos. Easter, you're already in. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. Back in the day, you have to plan from January. Yeah. Then you travel in December. Yeah. And now those guys that come back in December,
we then take this song.
They'll come back,
with
carry
the
CDs.
Yes, I remember.
Now start distributing to Bro, I go to grocery stores in America, then I'll see Nigerian CDs. I'm like, they're selling these tapes. So that was what we understood. So I now said, I was looking at that thing, I was like, I think that's the reason why a lot of artists felt very comfortable. Because now, don't forget, when these guys go back in December, before those CDs that they took back, they start distributing it to their friends and colleagues, and then they start saying, oh, this artist, let's go and look for them on YouTube. And then you go on YouTube, you find them and you start playing their music. It's already March, April. Do you understand? So for you, that new song is now a new song to you for another 1 year, 2 years. Yeah. So things kept
going that way.
On that way. So.
But, I actually have a follow-up question because you talk about, the older set. And maybe because I'm a millennial, I enjoy that set. That like 2008.
Oh yeah,
like, that was a special.
No, it was a special year.
It was a special, period. So, but I look at people like Flavor, and he's very interesting because he represents that set. Yeah, he's still very relevant, but in a different way. He's not the big three, but he's very relevant. So, like, what has happened to artists like that? Like, because not everyone is going to be mega superstar, but Flavor has still found a way to be relevant. I mean, every wedding he's at, every party, he's consistently being brought into. I even realized he was in Women King. Like, I didn't even realize they were bringing his music into that. So are there more artists like him? And is it possible?
So Flavor is a special one. I always say that because he comes from a paying generation, a paying ethnic group.
You say pain?
A paying ethnic group.
Like they spend.
They spend.
Okay, so Igbos, we're spending. Okay.
No, I'm not saying other ethnic groups don't pay.
Yeah.
But you see, most of the shows you see in Lagos is, come and do me a favor. Here, this in the people who Okay, so Flavor has been consistent. Let's start from there. So he's this kind of guy that if he tells you this is my fee, that's his fee. So he has understood, and then that one song came to him, Ada, and he milked it properly. And that's why I'm saying that he comes from a paying ethnic group. So you hardly will find Flavor maybe go to the north and he's performing Ada. Or somebody will book him in the north because come and perform Ada for me. But you see, the Igbos and the Yorubas are people who do they like party. You know, and in the Igbo culture, they like the show off because it's part of the culture.
Yeah, it is.
Now, with this Naira mutilation, it's going to kind of affect how things happen.
Yeah.
But you see that now it's even going to be worse because it's going to be bundle. But you see, in any way, you have to look at a culture. You have to look at where somebody is coming from. And you know what? He stuck to his craft and he understood that I'm not ready. I'm not trying to, from what I could see, is he was not trying to compete with, oh, let me go for top 3. He understood his market and he stayed with his market.
Yeah.
And he also understood that aside the Igbo community, right, the girls loved me. And he kept his market very precise. If you look into Flavor's music, you find that he sings for the women. And then when he wants to sing for the men, he sings for the men that have money.
That's an interesting.
Oh,
You're right.
No, go and listen to his music.
You're right.
Okay. Ayagaya, yigi yigi, ayagaya, mbombo is for who? You think it's for young boys? It's for men.
Yeah.
You understand?
I'm crying.
There's this song, to be a man is not a day's job. Is it for boys who don't have family? Hey, that's so it be. What can you You understand? If you listen to that song, you understand that he's not singing for people who have no responsibility.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He's singing for men who understand that I've hustled this life. He's singing for a man that is waiting for his container to come from high sea and he's waiting for his. No, let's be very realistic.
It's true.
I'm crying, but it's true.
No, so
it's
but
true.
what Flavor understood properly was, I'm sure maybe he knew that okay, this is this market. Let me stay with this market, and he has stuck to that market.
Yeah.
If Flavor tries to go somewhere else, so a lot of artists have not been able to hold that properly because one, they don't have their culture backing them properly. You know, that's number one. That's number two. They don't understand that this is a market that I've ended. So, with every artist, okay, so you come from America. You understand that in America, it's not every artist. You see, I'm sure there's an artist that is very big in New York that nobody knows in LA.
Yeah.
So that artist understand that if I can make sure that within that LA, within that New York, DC, that whole area into maybe Houston, to the Texas area, if they know me there, I don't care what is going on the other side.
Yeah.
Because the money will definitely come. There are a lot of strip clubs here.
Yeah.
There are a lot of concerts going on here. There are a lot of, there's South by South.
There's an economy.
There's an economy happening there. But in Nigeria, even in Nigeria, if you go to the mainland, I don't know if you know this. Do you know there are times you go to the mainland, you'll be hearing an artist that's so big on the mainland, but he hasn't crossed the island.
Yeah.
Because one, maybe the DJs are not playing him, or maybe he doesn't cut across the kind of demographic.
The same thing happened with Small Doctor at the time.
Yes, Small Doctor. Yeah, exactly. So now, if Small Doctor till tomorrow, he's still doing concerts on the mainland and packing up thousands of people to come to the concert. Do you understand? So you need to understand what you have. I think that's what Flavor understood. He was not trying to compete with the big three. But I'll tell you that from what I know, having booked him a couple of times, he's one of, I think he's on the top 5 highest grossing artists in Nigeria. Yeah. I booked him a couple of times and I can tell you how much, I have an idea of how much he charges. And every weekend, Flavor is on the jet going somewhere. There's no traditional marriage for a big person that has the money to pay Flavor that you'll not hear that they'll call Flavor. So he has understood that that song came for him. He has made more money off that song. I think that particular song, he's made more money off that particular song than he's made from other songs. Some of them just say, come and perform at that as my daughter is entering. Then maybe perform other songs and then you go. I've gone to shows that they will tell an artist that, no, don't worry. But this song, perform it 3 times and you're going. And they paid you a lot of money. Do you understand? It's a song, that's the same for Iyanya's Applaudissez. You know, Applaudissez is like a wedding song. Applaudissez. We've gone for weddings. They'll say, perform just Applaudissez and go. You say, but I have Kukere, I have that one. That's what they want. So to show you that, so Iyanya doesn't come from a paying ethnic group like that. His ethnic group is not that massive, right? But Flavor does. And they pay him a lot. And then the Yorubas who, so just imagine a Yoruba person is married to an Igbo person. They will definitely be chipped in there. So the Yoruba culture and the Igbo culture is kind of alike. But I think the Igbos kind of spend more money in terms of payment than the Yorubas. But the Yorubas, in terms of enjoyment and party, and the Igbos,
undefeated.
They are 5 and 6. You understand? They love the life. That's why in Lagos, bro, you cannot tell me that you live in Lagos and you never attended a wedding. You must attend a wedding. And again, because of the insecurity in so let me tell you how the Igbo culture and the Yoruba culture are kind of merging up somehow. The Igbo culture, let me say the South and the Southwest culture is kind of merging up. Southeast and the Southwest kind of merging up. Is when there was a lot of insecurity in the East, right? People didn't want to travel to the East for weddings, so we hosted a lot of those traditional marriages in Lagos.
Yeah, we had to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So now everybody's this is how Yorubas do it. So when we went for my friend's wedding, all the groomsmen, they had all of us lying down on the ground. We understand that culture, so we understand it. So those things are kind of merging and everything. So the artists who fit that, there are times where another person that is also eating from that avenue is Chike.
Yeah, explain his story, because he kind of snuck up. Like, I don't know.
No, Chike has been there.
He's been there.
He's been there. It's just, you see, this thing is like that. He's been there. And I'm happy for his growth now, because he's someone he came from he's gone for different reality shows. He went for Project Fame. I think he went for, is it The Voice? Also, before he now broke out to he started dropping music, and then he had his big break. So if Chike is also consistent in that, he's one of those guys that's going to have that kind of flavor feel of kind of career, because he's just being consistent. And again, I like to say this to artists who drop music. Just keep dropping music. You don't know the one that's going to be that one.
Yeah.
We went to LA to record Davido's album. Went to Malibu. So he just booked out like a whole mansion, and we're in there with like about 15 rooms. We're just in there every day, waking up, drinking, eating, recording music. Some days we'll just go 2 days, no recording, just playing the music that have been recorded. Chris Brown came, Chris Brown came there and we spent a lot of time together. He'll sleep there. You know the funny thing? You find him sleeping on the couch. He doesn't even go to a room to go and sleep. He just sleep on the couch in the morning. He wakes up, he goes home. So that's how we were. Nobody was forming celebrity for the other. We're all of us together, just chilling. When the album was ready, though I listened to the Omale song, but I didn't know that was the song that was going to do what he's doing right now.
Me too.
And you know what's so funny? That song was the last song on the album. It was like the last track. I think it's the last track on the album.
It is.
And look at what he's doing today. You will not know. Even the song Orobo 10 Kilo. When I got into the camp, because David got to the camp a day before some of us. When I got into the camp, the first song I heard when I got into the camp was, "Says your body make you want to tire, no need consent, Orobo 10." So the song kept playing in my head. So I woke up the next morning and that song kept playing in my head. I knew that the song was a good song. Just keep dropping music. You will never know what song is going to be the next song. And it could be that song that will change your career. And don't forget that David has always had those kind of songs. It's like Kiss Daniel. Kiss Daniel always has, every year, Kiss Daniel must always give you 2 or 3 of those kind of songs. David has always had those kind of songs, from Eve to Unavailable to Fall now. So, and he's always been that consistent. Not that in between, there are always going to be songs that are big that Somi Sauce, or all those songs, all those songs are always going to be big. But there's always that song that just goes viral. and it changes everything for you, especially for the project and everything. So yeah, just keep dropping music and everything.
When you see young artists or young people trying to break into the industry today, what can you speak to about the work ethic of the artists that were under Made Men, the artists like David, Wiz, Burna, that you try to get them to understand? Because sometimes people see the success story and think, okay, maybe I'll just have to do this and I've arrived. But these people, I mean, have been in the industry for years. Davido's story, Wizkid's story, Burna Boy's story. What sort of advice do you give them for how to actually have a sustainable long-term career?
So speaking from the artists that I have signed, so when I was signing Tekno, so the funny story about Tekno was I was in the studio in Abuja. It was the day I signed Tekno was me, Tiwa Savage, T-Bills, Iyanya. We're doing Iyanya song featuring Tiwa Savage called Somebody. That song. We're just recording the song. Then Tekno came to the studio to finish up his song. And he entered the booth and he did a kite love to dance. And he did one take and left this. You see him very... So other people saw him as very arrogant. No, I saw talent. So T-Bills was trying to sign him too. So T-Bills was telling me, I'm trying to sign the guy. T-Bills, I'm trying to sign him too. So I asked the producer. He said, well, that guy is very talented. He plays the drums, he plays the keyboard, he plays the guitar. I'm like, you say what? He's a producer as well. I said, okay. So T-Bills, after they finished recording, he left. He collected Tekno's number. I think he didn't save the number. Thank you, Lord.
Have you learned? You know the like save number. Have you learned?
Thank you, Lord. So T-Bills, now leaving the studio, kept calling me to give him the number. I'm like, oh, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Me, I didn't give him the number. So he kept pressuring. So I sent him a wrong number. Yeah. So he kept calling the number and the number was not going. Me, I was working on Tekno already. Because we brought T-Bills to the studio, so he didn't have Gospel's number, the producer. So he didn't have anybody's number there but me. I've taken number plus the guy that were buying us food, everybody. So I've called them to know who Tekno really is. You know, all of them could say one thing. He's a talented kid. He loved what he was doing and everything, but they didn't know how far he could go. So I called Tekno. I said, I wanted to see him. He should come to Lagos. He came. I found out that he had an encumbrance on his contract. So he had a contract with somebody, but the guy was not ready to continue again. So I bought him out of the contract. Bro, God just did something crazy. They paid us for one show. My percentage, I called the guy who had the contract with Tekno. I said, listen, you don't want to continue with this music, it's fine. Let me pay you off. So I paid the guy off. So he did a termination. Then luckily for me, the guy's lawyer was my schoolmate in school.
Because you went to law school?
Yeah. No, I'm in school in Madina. We read law together.
Okay, yeah.
So he was the guy's lawyer. I'm like,
Look
thank you,
God.
Jesus. Welcome to the temple. I said, bro, draft me a new contract. So he now drafted a new contract. I told him the things to add to the contract and everything. And then he sent me the contract. Now, Tekno comes to Lagos. We're living in a house. Naira, Iyanya, everybody, Basi. He said before he signs the contract, he wants the room that was beside my room upstairs. Now we gave, because he was a new guy that came, we gave him the room downstairs. So I'm just trying to build a story to your question. So now everybody was like, no, who's this guy that just came? And at the time, he already had Holiday and he was about to do, I think, the remix of Holiday with Davido. So I was like, no, you guys should be patient with him. So you see, one thing about a team is always have that person who has that discerning spirit to just not see what people are saying, but just see beyond that. So we had that argument. Tekno now left. He changed his number.
He left the house?
He changed his number. For 2 weeks, I was looking for this boy in Lagos. We're meant to go to London. I told him I had to be going. I'll meet up. I combed the entire Lagos. No, then, now you can maybe see an update and you see that this guy's in this club, you run and go and meet him. Bro, I couldn't find Tekno. I remember this year was 2013. So, I now called D-Tunes. I didn't know that it was a rat inside my house that has carried that boy. You know, I called it, we're just gisting. It was like, Tekno even did my side. Okay. I was like, okay, give him the phone. You now give Tekno the phone. He said, Baba, I know they happy. So I didn't know that also D-Tunes was trying to sign him. Because D-Tunes was under me at the time.
Yeah.
So he was trying to sign his own artist.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was like, Tekno, no, come. I said, I've arranged your room, everything. He said, are you sure? If you see the contract that me and Tekno posted, we even stood beside the room to take the picture. So I now convinced him. I now even dashed him money. He came, he changed his number. I remember that time, the number was 009. The new number he had was 009. Bro, when I got the number, as they were telling me the number on the phone, I was cramming that number. Got the number, and I called him. I said, you should come, that you should not worry, that the contract is ready, everything. That you should not worry, his room is ready. I've even done everything. I say, I even bought you a laptop. That's how. Luckily for me, when G-Tunes gave him the phone, we didn't really discuss deep into it. So it's when he came home, he now told me that G-Tunes had presented him another contract that he was almost going to sign the contract the next day.
Wow.
Bro, I now called G-Tunes. I said, bro, don't try that thing like that thing you're trying to. I said, I brought this guy from Lagos from Abuja to Lagos, and you want to come and sign him. So I now signed him, and that's how everything started. So one thing that is very important about Tekno was you could see that the boy is talented. He knows what even till today, look at him. If you go, you see that he still has that love. You understand? And for every young artist, you need to understand that build your craft, understand what you're doing, have something. Back in the day, I don't sign an artist who doesn't have something. It's like Celebobo. I knew that Celebobo was a good artist and also a good mixing and mastering engineer and a good producer. So I always signed artists who have 3, 4, 5 skills. Why I did that was also, it wasn't easy to just be paying for every artist that's under your. So what I did was, if you're under my record label and you're a producer, I'll tell you, this person can do this for you. You guys should collaborate and do things. So you produce, mix and master. So we did everything in the house. So we're like the force at the time because, so don't forget at the time when David's neighbor, David was we're living just beside each other. So David always was in our house. David did a song with Celebo, but he did a song with the Naira, so we're just, using so right now, what I found out with a lot of young people is they just want to be known. So you cannot put nothing on nothing. You have to put something on something. So you have to build your career and understand that if today people leave, everybody on your team leaves you, you have something to fall back to. But a lot of people don't have that. So you need to find a way to have that thing that people can actually stand and know that if somebody leaves you today, you have what to fall back to. That's what a lot of artists need to start building. Don't just say, you want to blow. If you are blown, you blow back. It's like, do you understand? Yeah. So be that guy you're not trying to be a balloon. Because, there's a way you blow a balloon and then it starts going into rough areas and it will just explode. So you have to build something that no matter what happens, you can build your career from there. That's why a lot of artists, once they leave a structure, and this is what I tell artists, it's not just waking up and say, I want to leave a structure. Why can't you build a structure under the same structure that you've succeeded in? But they don't want to. Everybody wants to be Oga. And the biggest problem, I'll tell you today, I've said this a couple of interviews, the biggest problem of our industry is women. Yeah.
Okay, speak as a woman.
So you see, the woman with the man, the artist, at the time where he's about to take a drastic decision, can either make or break the man. Because sometimes they'll tell you, this guy's making too much money from you. But they don't understand that these guys building
a machine.
They built you to a certain level. And so people don't understand. If I go out, for example, I take HR, I'll say, let's go out, let's talk. How can we do this for this artist, this one? And I pay for your lunch or dinner. That's also part of investment.
Yeah.
But these artists, when they are leaving, they just leave and they believe that, I don't get fan base. This fan base are going to walk away from you soon. It's not the same fan base that started dancing to the band. That see that. And I always tell artists, I said, listen, focus on your career. Woman, they with the band, go fisty, they chase Rema. No, No, it's a fact. And woman where they chase Rema today, that 20-year-old where they chase Rema today, go fit chase another artist where they come in 10 years' time. Because at the time she'll be 30. Do you understand what I'm saying?
True, it's true.
So focus on that, your career. Understand before you leave an organization, understand what that organization has done for you. You will not understand the late night meetings that we have. So if I call Don Jazzy today, I say, bro, I need to meet you, man. We need to talk some, and we discuss a strategy that works, and we collaborate and break and execute that strategy, and it works for that artist. You think that you will leave tomorrow and go and know that I had that meeting with Don Jazzy and these are the exact things that a lot of artists don't understand the execution. They just understand giving us a music take. Some artists, to tell them to even create content for their own music is a problem. Till today, I still shoot content for my artists. I'll use my phone. If I see an idea, I'll just shoot it. The other day I was in the studio, I was like, this, let's do something. Just, if you check his Instagram, there's content. I shot that content. Even yesterday, he came by my house. I was like, oh, sit down in this place. Let me just shoot the content for you. I still do all of those things. So you cannot be too big to want to understand and do the things that you know how to do. But these guys, once they have a big song, they just, the biggest risk you can ever take as an artist is understanding that now that this big song is here, my life is made forever. Yes, it is, but it's not. Because once that thing comes down, you start feeling like people are against you. Nobody's against you, bro. You are on a high horse. Now the horse is trying to rest. So you need to climb another horse and keep riding.
Can you explain to people who are watching, because we've had some artists here, what is that feeling of when you have a hit song and you're on top of the world, that everywhere you go, everybody's calling your name, you're in demand, and then when it comes down, it's almost like you're riding a high and then you're coming down. Some artists are never able to evolve past it or reinvent themselves. And even after we touch on this, I want you to even touch on the evolution in the relationship between you and Iyanya, right? Obviously evolving as from friendship, business, but these are two questions. What does that high feel like? And then what does that evolution look like?
Do you take alcohol?
I stopped.
You stopped?
But I used to,
Okay, you used to. So when you used to take alcohol, you find out that when you take alcohol, the environment, it feels different. It's the same thing with having a hit song. So you see these guys, when they have a hit song, they don't care. That time they're on steroids. Like nobody can tell them anything. See, a hit song and a big song are two different things. A hit song and a big song might sound the same, but they're two different things. If a Davido has a big song, it's different from Davido having a hit song. Because Davido has left the era of having a hit song. He now has a big song. The new guys have hit songs. The older guys who have been in the industry for time, they have big songs because they always can continue having another big song. And some songs are hit fillers, where it's not a song that's just viral, it's everywhere, but it's a song that people know. You know, there are songs that you can sing, but it's not really a viral song like that. So some artists just get a big song, and after that, or a hit song, and after that, they believe that they've arrived. So it takes the grace of God, and proper discernment to understand how to navigate from the song that you currently have to the next song. And a lot of artists want. So I'll give you a story. When Iyanya had Kukere, it was the same era. Kukere, Wagba Control, Gaga Crazy, all of them blew the same time. And then Burna Boy blew a year after, which with Like to Party. So, in the Nigerian entertainment scene, when artists blow, they always go to the same shows. So one of the big reasons why a lot of artists don't break into their next level is because of comfort. When you come from a home where you've never found comfort, you've never seen that much money, you've never had that kind of thing, you don't understand that the success you're enjoying today is an opportunity for you to do more. So we'll go for shows. I remember this clearly. We went to Enugu for a show, all of us. I know that I always bring out the women. After the show, the girls, a lot of girls came. They were in different artists carrying girls. Everything was nice. And then I woke up the next morning and I called the promoter. I'm like, we need to go to the airport. He said, we've changed all your flights now. This other artist said they want to stay for 2 more days. I said, me. I said, did you call me? I said, I'm leaving today. Because for every show I went to, when Kukere blew at the time, for every show, he gave me an opportunity. He gave me an idea of what I need to do next. I said, I needed to follow the same pattern. I said, no, book my ticket. So we went for a couple of shows where some of these artists, because you have a hit song, you want to stay back, and because of a woman, it's not because you're staying back because they booked you for another show. I carried my bag and left. It happened like that twice. I went back and I told him, like, we need another song. He said, we see. I said, no, let's go. I called D-Tunes. We got into the room and we started creating new music.
Yeah.
And that's it. Went from that, Kukere, Your Ways, Flavor, Lekwauku, Mr. Ori, and it kept going. It's not a lot of artists at Iyanya's level that Iyanya can actually play 20 songs, 20 number one songs, and they're dancing to it. Not a lot of artists have that. And this came from an era where there was no social media at the time. There was no TikTok. And just imagine Kukere in the TikTok era.
Yeah.
It would have been madness.
With the dance challenges.
Do you understand? So how did those dance challenges climb? We just woke up and say, let's do the Etigi dance. Etigi dance was a dance from his village. And then we did it and it worked.
And they still do that dance to today.
Do you understand? So how did that dance go viral? There was the small clips that we're posting on YouTube. Before YouTube Shorts came, we've been posting small shots on this thing. So all of these things are things that you need to understand that you are doing something and you don't know that these things are going to, come out to. So I just feel like when you have that song, you need to find another song. You need to find another song. And you need to find another song. That's why you see now somebody has a hit song. It's difficult for you to see him get another song because that hit song, the money you can even make from just one song now, you don't want to move anymore. Back in the day, that one song, you can't really make much. Because what are we making money from? Only shows. Now you can make a lot of money from streaming revenues. You can make a lot of money from shows. Is somebody having a big song now? So let's say Joy is Coming, for example, is a big song. That's his first. No, Awolowo and then Joy is Coming. Joy is Coming became bigger than Awolowo. So he has those 2 songs. Easily, that guy can start charging 25 million naira. And just imagine a year. Use your calculator and count. Just imagine a year he goes for 100 shows at 20 million naira.
Just off that one song.
Or just off that one song. And now, people want to eat the rice with stew and meat and everything. So, in that same show, you have him. You have 3 or 4 other artists with the same distance. So, and they will pay good money. So, if you look at it, you find that the only difference then and now is one hit song, you can make a lot of money for 1 year. But if you don't have a follow-up, you drop like this.
Yeah.
And there will be nothing. Then going back to the second question, so for me, I never took me and Iyanya working together as business. I took it as this is my brother. We kept building, and people don't know this. We never had a contract. We just registered the company together. Never had any contract, even till today. After he left, he went to Maven, Tempo, and we got back together. We still don't have any contract. I always believe that as a legal person, I believe that contracts are just guidelines of what this person needs to do and that person doesn't. And then when anyone faults, it goes into litigation and you guys argue back and forth. And I believe that sometimes it's not the contract that creates good attitude. If the person is a good person, the person is a good person. In Nigeria, in Africa, it's difficult to actually have a handshake with somebody, a gentleman's handshake with somebody, and the person follows the same process. So I always believe that regardless of how you put it, if it's going to go bad, it's going to go bad. So the most important thing is know who you're working with, So that's why I always say that even if I become a president of Nigeria tomorrow, I'll still have as my artist. You'll still be that guy that still sings and we still build music because for some of us, this is passion. It's not that we entered into it. I didn't know that there was going to be this much money. Do you understand? So I just entered it because I was already in this space, I'm very inquisitive. So my brother used to have a reality show called The Intern. I was his PA. That's how I even got into entertainment itself. 2005, 2006. So we've been here for a minute. You know, I'll be 40 next year, and I looking back, I'm like, listen, I've been hustling this thing for almost 2 decades. Yeah.
Real.
And for me to still be here, that means there's something I'm doing right.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say that to people, is whenever you find yourself around people, make sure that you have a particular skill set that they will never throw away. So, you know Dami Twitch?
Yes.
You should have him on this show.
Okay.
Every time I look at him, sometimes I feel very emotional because Dami Twitch used to be that guy that follows David with his iPhone and he's taking pictures of us with his iPhone and he will edit and send to us and we'll post. He grew from that guy to become one of the biggest, if not, I think right now, one of the biggest, what's it called, video directors.
Yeah.
That's to show you that he would have been around David and become that guy, one of those guys that are just jumping around David with no particular thing to show that. But he had a skill set and there was a David. David needed to just amplify the skill set.
Yeah.
And once David amplified the skill set, he found out that he could do this. At some point, he even stopped working with David and he was doing other things, just trying to prove that I can actually do this thing.
Yeah.
And David could see that this guy is actually excelling in this thing that I've seen him do here. And now David is giving him like some of the biggest videos to show. He just shot the video with David and Omale. Yeah, and so he shot Fonz with the module. You can see all the videos he's shooting. Recently, he was invited to by Rihanna for her Fenty thing. You can see that there's growth there. Do you understand? When they say, "Oh, what are you doing around?" Listen, friendship is different from a lot of things that we see. You know, in our world today, we don't know how to build friendships.
Yeah.
We just believe that we know how to build with people that we are using each other.
Transactional.
Yeah, transactional. For me, I don't build friendship like that. David was my neighbor from 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think till 2014. No, 2015, January. That's when I moved out of that area. So just imagine somebody's your friend. He comes to your house. Sometimes if David's in his house and he doesn't want people to know, if he still wants to be within the environment, but he doesn't want people to know that he's around, he comes to my house. It's my room, he will just go and sleep. David some days can stay in my room the whole weekend. His house is just here. It's my room. He's just chilling there. He doesn't want to go to his house. That's true that our friendship had spanned those years and it's no more, you're working for David or you are doing this for no. This is friendship. And for those years, David had never shown me, this is where I am. I'll show you. No. That's why when it was time for his wife to come out as the chef, he said, Ubi, please. And with his wife, I built that relationship with her. We're not just, so this is not working relationship for us. This is my guys. These are my friends. This is family.
Yeah.
You understand? Some things I know, I will die with it. Some things they know, they will die with it. That's friendship. But they don't also understand that I support David's career professionally by doing A&R work for him. If I list the song that I did A&R, you'll be surprised. So I brought that song to David in 2022. Before Chris Brown even heard the song and he liked it.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm on my way. We're in the studio recording the song. You see how it's very good to be good to people. And David is that kind of guy that has enjoyed that, being good to people and taking that thing back. David did Holiday for Tekno. Years down the line, Tekno had If I Tell You, Say I Love You. I thought Tekno was going to drop that song. And he called David and gave that song to David and everything changed.
Wow.
The same thing with I'm on my... That was Iyanya's song. And David just did a song for Iyanya. If you like, tell me what... Iyanya featuring Kizane and Davido. David just did a song for Iyanya. When Iyanya had the lyrics of the song, because of the guys who wrote the song, the lyrics of the song, I called Iyanya and said, bro, we can't drop this song. This song sounds like a Davido song. David was flying. I sent him the song. I was calling him. He said, I'm flying. I sent him the song. He listened to the song. He said, this is a hit. Come to my house. When I land, let's record it. Once he landed Lagos, the next day, I was in his house in Burna and we recorded that song. For even in this current album, even this song, Them Go Feel It, Then go run it. It's a song that we all recorded in the studio, and the day we were recording that song, it was me, David, Young Alpha, Kiz Daniel was in the studio, and Blaze. In this current album, I did like 2 or 3 songs on this current album. So there's that professional side I also bring to our friendship. Because if I hear a song, I feel like this song. So how did some of the guys that with all this relationship, because of my relationship with David, if I see someone that I see that is of value to David or to any of my guys, I bring him.
Yeah.
The guy that wrote Over Them All, if they want to, when I heard the song, I just called David. I said, no, I called David, he was not picking up. He was in one of these African countries. So I called Tunji, his cousin. I said, Tunji, are you with David? He said, yes. I said, I'm going to send you something now. Play it in the car where you guys are. Because you need to always understand somebody's movement to know how to. So they just played the song. They were like, what? What song is that? And that was it. So it's not just being friends with somebody. I love to see my friends win. So the fact that I love to see my friends win, what do I need to do? I need to go there, find every opportunity possible to make sure that they win. Because if they win, I win also. Because this year, I'm not going to lie. In that same friendship, I've made some bread from David. Funny thing happened in Houston. A friend of mine called me that he wanted to see David. I was like, oh, no problem, sir. I said, David is downstairs now. He's about to go to the airport. He said, oh, I'm coming down. I didn't know that this guy was bringing stacks of cash to give David. It wasn't for performance, nothing. It was just that, guess why this guy was trying to see David? He wanted to just tell David, thank you for being friends with my friend. That's me. And he came downstairs and gave David the card. I didn't even know that he gave David money. David just held my trousers. I said, come. We entered the car. David counted money from that money and gave me. He wasn't, see, it wasn't a professional at this thing. But you see, the thing is this, he always says this thing that if I eat, I want everybody around me to eat. If you bring a show now for David, in front of you, he will give you. Or you either tell them to pay you from wherever. So everyone around David has something that they bring to the table. The fact that I own Made Men Music will not make me forget the fact that David is my friend, that we've been friends for a long time. Will not make me forget the fact that this guy, bro, David just took me to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Do you know what? A sitting president, a very strong president at that. How many friends would do that to you, for you? When we were going to Abuja, he told me, we didn't even know we were going to see the president. So when the opportunity came that, oh, let's go see the president. Not just the president, from when we started with the Senate president, he held my hand and I said, let's go. From when we went to see the House of Rep, Speaker of the House of Reps, he held my hand, let's go. When we went to see the vice president, we went inside. And now the president, guess what? When we're about to enter the room, he said, Ubi, come, chief priest, come. You guys are APC members. I need to introduce you to your president. How many friends will do that for you? Just that picture with the president, I know the kind of calls and the kind of things that have happened. So he understands the value of friendship. That's why you see that with him, every friend that he has will do anything for him to make sure that he stays that way. Because for him to be there is for him to use that to also help his friends. So nobody is with David because of what they can achieve from David. But David will make you understand that you are my friend. It's not about what I have that is making you. I know he's such a smart guy. He knows what everybody represents. So if somebody has taken those kind of risk and those kind of, I put you in those kind of rooms, I said there are times where something will be happening. David saw one guy in Houston. He said, I bet you don't talk to me. You have been Ubi's friend for some time. You've not even given him anything. He was not speaking for himself. He was speaking the fact that that guy is my friend and he knows what the guy can do for me. And he has not given me something. Because what does he want? He wants me to succeed too. So if that kind of person wants me to succeed, I want him to succeed even more. So if I sit down here and there's an opportunity here that I see that David will be valuable to David, I'll go and call him. The same thing I'll do for Tekno. Same thing I'll do for Iyanya. The same thing I'll do for Kizz Daniel. And I always say this, you see, take it, whatever you want to do, don't come close to David, Iyanya, Kizz Daniel, and Tekno. Celebobo, don't come close to those people. Because you know what? My life won't be what it is today without those people I've mentioned in the music industry. And even though that some of them we don't work together anymore, doesn't delete the fact that I will not write my complete story without those people. You know, in 2019, I took a break from the music industry and I went into politics. I was a special advisor to my governor. When we were about to round up government, I wanted to come back to the game again. So I was still in the game, but I was not there as I used to.
As active.
So I picked up the phone, I called Kizz Daniel. I said, bro, because before I went, I was managing Kizz Daniel at the time. 2018, when he called me, he would come and manage me. So I built a relationship also with Kizz Daniel that's almost similar to the relationship I have with David. I called Kizz Daniel and said, I need help. I'm back here. This was even a year before we left government. I said, I'm back here. I need to come back into this thing fully. He said, what do you need? I said, I need a song for Iyanya. I said, okay, no problem. Come to the studio. And when I got into the studio, there was already a song that was recorded between Kizz. Now, this is what's funny. Kizz played me Buga. Then Iyanya should take Buga and say, I don't want it. Now, let me tell you why. Every song is specific to the human being.
Yes.
If I take in that song, it might not be what it is.
That's true.
But I had a song because I wanted a song with David as well. And I knew how David's schedule is for him to sit down and record. So I now had a song that Kizz had done with David. I said, that's the one I want. He said, are you sure David is going to want to release this? I said, don't worry, leave that for me. Two of you are my brothers, so I know where. You know when you have a brother, brothers, you know where to. So I called David. I said, Kizz has given me this song. Yeah, has recorded it. He said, Ubi. That was it. He came for the video shoot. He did everything. He promoted the song. He posted the song, everything. And the song became what it is. So the next year, it was now time for, Will. And I told him, this song is for David. Let's give it to him. He had not even say, oh, no. Straight. Do things, not even expecting anything in return. Because if the person has the opportunity, they'll do the same for you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's the same thing. You see these guys I've mentioned? Don't go close to them. Don't try to hurt them because we are going to fight. Because these same guys, we all fight too. We all have our differences. But these guys are guys I can tell you that not a lot of people are that loyal in the music industry. I don't go meeting any of these guys begging them for money. Will you please give me? No. We make money together. So people these days want you to go on social media and be showing what you have. I'm not doing that. I don't have. Don't come. Yeah, I don't have. Fine. You guys should leave it. Because the more people, the people now are like spectators. So you know how we go to the stadium to watch football and some people are at home watching from the TV while some people are watching from their iPad or their phones, right? That's how the world is. So there are people that are watching you physically. Right now in this room, there are people here watching us speak, right? Even if this interview come out, they might not be as interested as, but there are people who have watched this, who go to the stadium, they watch football, but when they go home, they want to watch the highlights because they miss some things. That's how life is. So people are looking at us from different screens. So you better be careful what you are showing them. Because, you know, with this Naira mutilation, I was telling somebody yesterday, I was like, I think the federal government just wants a level playing ground for everybody. Because now, when some people go on social media and they see people throwing money, spraying money, like, that guy no get too head now. I go do that thing where that guy they do. Now, you might not know what that guy is doing. You might have a different perception of what that guy is doing and you want to go and try it. So, yeah.
I always say play long-term games with long-term people, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get into the rapid fire segments of the show. It's where we ask you a question and then you give you the first thought that comes to mind. So,
Okay.
yeah, it could be yes, no, or it could be either or.
Right.
Right.
First word.
First word.
Well, first I want to ask, what is your favorite Nigerian food that like you have to eat?
You know, our favorite Nigeria, everybody, there's no boy, rice. Rice will all grow in Alaba. Rice will no, but that's I don't think rice is my favorite Nigerian food. If I want to really, really eat, my favorite Nigerian food is afang soup.
A man of culture.
Yeah.
A man of culture.
This
Soup. Listen. So you see that afang soup with like hot eba that's still drawn.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
You can't beat that.
She didn't know about afang when I met her.
I didn't grow up
You
with
tried
it. No, obviously now his mom makes it like every time.
Oh man.
I love it though now, but
So,
I didn't
you
grow
know
up with it.
You know why he would like afang? So Cross River State and Abia State.
Yeah.
Yes.
They share the same. So
Yeah.
there are people who marry, so they intermarry.
Yeah.
So our cultures are kind of where the boundaries between Akwa Ibom and what's it called? And Abia.
Yeah.
My
village is Abreba, so my grandma would spend time in Calabar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how especially if you go to also in Benue, down the northern part of Cross River. So the Cross Riverians marry the Benue people. So afang soup is something that, like those kind of cultural soup, like now also, and that soup that you cannot go wrong. You see that fisherman soup that you are moving and things are blocking the traffic. Crazy.
Name someone who changed your understanding of business forever.
Myself. Experience.
I like it.
When you're 80, what story about this era will you tell your grandchildren?
That we moved faster than our pace and we had a lot of accidents on the road. Not literally, but we had a lot of accidents on the road and we wore what we could wear. We lived the fake life, but the real life still caught up with us at some point.
Yeah. What's one decision you made that seemed crazy at the time but saved your career?
Saying Iyanya should not sign to P Square.
Oh, he was going to sign to P Square.
Oh yeah, it was a bit. I missed out that story. You want me to?
No, please go on.
So Iyanya had Kukere and then LD. You know LD.
Yeah.
LD had like a company he was running at the time where he was signing different artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tribe.
Yeah. So LD came to sign Iyanya, and then I got into. See, for me, this between the LD story and the P Square story, if they had happened, I wouldn't be where I am today. So LD came to sign Iyanya and went into the meeting, and LD said, "Okay, I should sit down." We had a conversation. LD said he's going to sign Iyanya. This Kukere was really big at the time, so he was going to sign Iyanya, and then they didn't talk about me. I said, "Oh, what am I?" He said, "Oh, I'll just be his manager and everything." So I left the room and we go home. And I told him, this deal will not work. I said, those guys are speaking bigger than the money that they have. Yeah, I said, why am I trying to be negative? I said, see, those guys, they can't do that thing. I said, this thing that they're doing is not sustainable. Because at the time, you see, every era, you know what is sustainable and what is not. I told him that thing was not sustainable. Today, anytime he sees LD, he say, man, thank you for that thing. Because you see how everything ended in that company. That's how it would have been. Then the P Square story was P Square called us that we should come to their house. Went to their house on Mole. And then what pissed me off that day was they left me outside and called Iyanya to come inside and they discussed a deal to sign Iyanya and came out and they didn't say anything to me. So I got into the car. It was me, Iyanya, Naira, Basi. Then our car, we used to push it to start. So we got outside after we pushed the car to start. I was sitting in front, Iyanya and Naira were sitting at the back. Basi was driving. So we didn't discuss it. It was like 1, 2, go. Everybody just said, "Oh, you want to go and sign with P Square? Where are all of us going to be?" Because then we had all built
company.
We just helped build the career to where it was. And Emma has always been with us, like always traveling with us, always around us and all of that. And I kind of talked him out of it. I said, listen, we can do this thing. And we did. And those are the two decisions. That decision I took kind of changed everything for me. That's why I'm here today.
I have one last question as we wrap. and this is for the young men who are watching this, right? When you're in entertainment, you also mentioned one of the distractions is women, right? Lots of them, they're all around. What can you talk to that you have learned, because you're about to turn 40 next year? What advice would you have had for a young Ubi in how navigating relationships, women, marriage, like lessons that you've learned? What sort of advice do you have for them?
I don't know how to answer this question to be very, very polite.
Say it how it comes
Say it
to
as
you.
it is.
But listen, I always say this, though I don't regret my kids and how I've had them, but if I was to go back to my younger self, I would have had them in a different way, right? Because this is me as a father that every 26th of the month, my mind is shaking because I need to send upkeep to different parts of the world. The UK, the US, Nigeria, and South Africa. And take your time. There's nothing that will happen if you don't do it now. And if you have to do it now, it's also an experience that you are going to always live with. I believe that this day and age, everybody wants to be a popular person. Hope you know that. And I always say this, like I was saying to somebody, I just say, you guys are always saying, you're always with Davido. If you had the opportunity, you would do it. Right? And secondly, do you know what it is that I enter rooms, you see big men, billionaires, they are running after Davido to just do selfie. Billionaires with money. So these men have money, they are chasing fame. So you need to understand that, find how to be stable. Women will always come. You understand? And no matter what you do, try as much as possible not to allow a woman deceive you into decisions that they have never taken. Because you see, the most dangerous people around artists are the women and the people closest to them. You know that, I don't know when we're growing up, where you're having a problem with your mother and you wake up in the morning and think that your father will be quarreling with your mother. They've gone to do their do in the room and they wake up, they are united form. And then you now be trying to, my dad will tell you, what are you doing? So you are fighting with my wife and you want me to support you. No matter what the woman does. So that's to show you the impact of women to men. Do you understand? I'm sure that there are decisions that you will try to take. When you go into the room like this, madam will say, my labs are closing, man. You got to take this one. I want you to. And bro, as a man, you'll be shaking. Do you know they control this? You see women, they control everything that we're doing. But you need to make sure that, knowing that they control everything that we're doing, you need to be smart enough to know where to put yourself and how to take yourself out of the situation. You know, sometimes I always say that if it wasn't some of the women's situations I've had, I would have been in a bigger place than I am. But I'm not going to regret the experience. But as a young person in the industry, you need to understand that that's a curse that has been thrown at everybody. So you need to just be careful and know how you navigate it. You know, they say with woman and man problem, they know they tell man how to deal with them. You understand? The man needs to understand that if you are lucky that they pinch you at the right time. But you know, with men, they move too much. They will pinch you, but you will still want to, you want to be pinched again. You want to continue. So, but I just feel like I pray for, I always pray for everybody. I say I pray for a spirit of discernment, and I pray for a spirit of them understanding and knowing where you are. So the most important thing you can ever find as a man, as a person, is understanding your environment. You know, some people just get into an environment and just start jumping. So when I get into an environment, I look at everywhere, I understand what is going on, you know. And even if I don't have a proper understanding, but I already know, walking in here, I know where the door is. Do you understand? Knowing where the door is can lead me out to a bigger space. But being in here, if I stay here longer, I'll know where the rooms are and I'll know where all the toilets are. That's understanding your environment. So now I've been sitting down here and I know that there are palm trees behind us. I know a few things. I can say, okay, there are sculptures here, there are artworks here. I can tell you things that are currently here because I've spent some time here. I've actually read the room. So it's very important. Also, watching your podcast before I came also gave me an opportunity to kind of interact. I've known her. Like when you guys got married, that's when I knew this person. But it was the first time. I think I saw you recently. Was it at the Headies?
No,
we saw
my
you.
Ace was Asa's wedding.
Asa's
Oh,
wedding.
Esa's wedding.
Yeah, I was there.
You know,
yeah.
she gave me this look like, who is this person?
Yeah.
So me, I came, I say hi to you, and then, you know, but it's important that our relationship kind of ties her now into that the fact that we've known ourselves for some time.
Yeah.
So the most important thing, I feel like everybody should understand that in our industry, be careful the decisions you make, the relationships you keep.
Yeah.
Make sure that whoever you're with is someone that tries to propel you to the future. You know, you always make mistakes, but always understand that you learn from experience. You know, and whatever you're starting, you start from experience.
Definitely.
You know, that's
you
it.
feel that way, babe, right?
Of course.
I'll put you on the spot. Okay, so the last question we ask every guest is, who do you want to see on the Afropolitan podcast?
I think you should bring Damit Switch.
Yep.
Obviously, there are people who are very quiet that they have stories to tell, but they don't say it. Someone like Iyanya, he has very deep stories he has to tell. I'd like you to bring Tekno. Possibly my guys, Kiz Daniel and David. But aside those guys, there are people who are, I'd like you to bring people who are currently doing a lot of A&R work within, you know, the ecosystem. Because the things that they know now, some of us know it because we're still playing in the game. But these are people who deal with. There's this guy from Empire. I'd like you to bring Bolaji Karim.
Bolaji,
Yeah, he's a very passionate guy about the music thing. You know, working with him from when he was handling our CRBT at the time, our color tunes. I also like you to bring in. I also like the perspective from the distribution guys. Bring a guy from Orchard, bring a guy from Ziki Media, bring a guy from Empire. That's Bolaji already. I mentioned. Bring and that lady. I would like you to bring. You know Kimani?
Yes, Victoria.
No, Kimani. Empire. Virgin Music.
Yeah.
I think she's head of Virgin Music here in Nigeria.
Okay.
Should bring her. Good. She's done some great deals in the industry. Also, you should bring someone like Dapper.
Okay.
You know, his experiences, you know, breaking Shay vibes, Shani Poppy and the rest will be, you know, just I always, you know, the good thing about your podcast is anybody that watches your podcast will understand that you didn't come to ask somebody about clickbait. This is education. So that's why I even liked, when I was coming with my friend, I was saying, oh, what are you going for interview? What interview are you going for? It's because I'd watched it. I understood that is the education. So for me, going to follow the podcast more is trying to bring people who I would like to hear their stories, you know, or hear what they are currently doing and everything. It's part of education.
Thank you.
So, and I say that I think the podcast should continue this way because I know that in today's world, people, what did Burna say about David? Oh, what did David say about Burna? Oh, did Wizkid say anything about this person? That's what they want to hear. But you can actually say those things and say them in a very educated manner, and it will not be like a problem. You know, we've spoken about a lot of things here that can be clickbait here and there, but somebody that listens to it will not listen to it as if it's somebody trying to throw jabs at somebody, but it's actually education. So that's what is most important. So I think that if you can bring all those people in, it will be nice.
Thank you.
A lot. And also a lot of influencers who currently influence music. You understand? It would be nice to bring them in. Let's hear their perspective of why they are doing it.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you.
Ubi, thank you. This was amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.